Our application that we developed for week 2 had one activity, didn't it? And this time we're going to add a little complication to it by adding an additional activity. Plus, we're also going to open up a web browser with our activity. Our main activity is going to have, what do we got here? A text view, and we got an edit view that we can change, put a city in if you want, different city. And then we press activity number 2, it's going to open up an additional activity that we're going to develop. And it's going to say activity 2 in a text view. It's actually going to say the city because we're going to pass that. We're going to take and paste that in here when this activity opens. And then we also got a button that when we push that, it'll jump us back to activity 1 again. We'll also have a button in here for weather that will take and open up this browser. It will send it whatever city this is and will give us the current weather conditions in that city. Now the only problem with this application is it's a little weak because we can't send it Los Angeles because it doesn't reference the Michigan and the USA. So we have to make sure that our city is in Michigan for this program to work. Go ahead and open up your Android Studio, create a new, we're going to call this multiple activities, and next, and make sure you're on empty, next, and finish. There we go, my computer caught up with me. Once again, we got our 2 tabs. One's for the Java, one's for the layout, isn't it? Let's go ahead and keep this hello world in here. Just take and get rid of this connection down here. And just take and add a text and a plain text right here, edit view, like that. And let's put a couple buttons in there. So button here and button there. Lovely, like that. Take and connect these there. Oh, come on. And here. And here. And there we go. Drag these down a little bit. Gives a little room. Like that. Okay. Hello world up here isn't going to do anything, but I do want to display the fact that this is activity 1. I'm not going to code it, so I'm not going to worry about naming it, okay? I only name things that I code. This edit text here is actually going to have a city in it. Let's take in, go ahead and type in city. Edit text city, and let's take and put our text, make that Grand Rapids by default. Okay, and let's put a hint in there, input city name, like that, okay? This button here is going to bring up our activity, BTN activity 2, so that's what I'm going to call it, BTN activity 2, and let's take and put activity 2 in there, and this button here is going to be BTN weather, because that's going to get me the weather. And down here, we're going to say weather, like that. Lovely. Okay, that's all set. We're going to take and add another activity at this time. If you go up here to your apps, open this up here to your Java, and right here, you're going to see our current main activity in here. What I want to do is put your cursor on the line just above that, right there. Right click and say new activity and then an empty activity like that. And just by default, go ahead and accept that name. It should add it right below it, right there. See, right there. If not, you did something wrong, okay? And now we should have our main activity layout, and here's the other layout. Let's take and add a text view to the top of that. Let's put another text view below that, and then a button to get out of this, okay? like that. Once again, go ahead and do your little trick here. Connect them all together. Drag them down a little bit like that. Lovely. Okay, text view. I want this one to say, I want the text in that one to say activity 2, just to make sure that it is. And this text view here, I'm going to change that text view. I'm going to call that text view city, because I want my city name to pop up in there. And that's for text right now. Let's just make that city. And then this button down here, BTN exit. Okay, and it's just right. Let's make this say exit. Like that. Lovely. Just like that. Okay. Let's change city here. Make that a little bigger so you can see it really good. Make that a 24 maybe. Wonderful. Let's write some code. Okay. Let's go to our main first of all. What we want to do is we want to listen to some buttons. Okay. So we got to create a button to make a reference. Okay. This section of code here is actually going to launch. I'm going to make a comment out of this. Okay. Launch an internal activity. Later on down here, we're going to launch an external activity. A web browser, huh? Like that. Lovely. Okay, here we're going to listen for a button. Okay. Create an object, a button. Let's say BTN. I think this one's called activity 2 is equal to casted as a button. Okay, and then we have to take in, let's see, find view right there, r.id.bt, whoop, t right there, semicolon. Let's create a listener for it, okay, btn activity 2 dot set right there, and we have to say a new and a view. Right there it is. Okay. And then here what we want to do is create an intent. I'm going to type this in. We're going to talk about it, okay? Equals a new intent. Okay, and this is going to be a get application context, comma, and then main to activity dot class. Okay, an intent is a way of launching another application, okay, or another activity, I should say. I'm sorry, activity or application. You can do that too, I guess. And it's an object name intent. We're going to call it intent with a little I. We're going to create a new intent. This one here, we're going to send it. What's my current application context? In other words, I'm in my main activity, okay? And then I'm going to also send it where I want to go. Okay, type dot class. Okay, next thing we're going to do, let's get some information out of that edit text. Edit text, and we're going to call it a edit text and city, and that's equal to edit text. Okay, and how are we going to find it? We're going to find it by find view and a capital R dot ID dot, let's see, edit text city right there, semicolon. Okay, let's put that into a string. City is equal to my edit text city dot get text dot. I got to send this to a string, semicolon like that. Okay, now let's take my intent. I'm going to send that along with my intent. I'll show you in just a minute what I'm doing. Okay, dot put extra. Okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to send it a pass city. Okay, comma, and I'm going to send it city. Like that, okay? Along with my intent, I can also pass it some stuff, okay? Some extras, they're called. I can send it many of them. In this case, I want to send it just one, okay? I'm going to put extra, and here I'm going to send it pass city, okay? I'm going to call it pass city. Over here, when I receive it, I can say, okay, what is pass city? And it'll actually send me city, like that. And all I got to do is I got to just take in intent, start, activity, and what am I going to start? My intent right there, just like that. Lovely, and that will do that for me, okay? Let's do this other one right away. This will launch our web browser, okay? Once again, I got to listen for a button. Okay, BTN, and this is going to be my weather. Is equal to, cast this as a button. Okay, and find r.id.btn weather right there. And set a listener for it. Okay, btn weather dot. Yeah. Set on, click listener, a new and a view right there. And here I'm going to take in, I'm going to copy some code, okay? I need to get this string out of here, whatever's in my edit text. There's different ways of doing this, but I'm just going to copy and paste it right down there. Now, what I want to do is I want to send that to URL, a web page, the city and whatever's in that URL, okay? Or whatever, you'll see in just a minute. So I'm going to go URI web. No. Yeah, I'm going to call it web address. It's equal to a new URI dot parse. Okay. Now this I'm going to take and I'm going to copy and paste this, okay, so I don't mess it up. This is my URL here that I want to open up that web page with, that browser with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to send it this, http www.weatherunderground.com US Michigan, plus I'm going to send it whatever's in this city here. That will open up a new browser with the city appended on the end of that URL. And here I got to create an intent. And I'm going to call this intent again. Okay, it's equal to a new intent. Okay, and this time I'm going to send it an intent dot action view right there, comma, plus I'm going to send it the web address like that. So what I'm going to do is this intent is actually going to take and open this up, this web browser, or this web address in a new action. It's going to open it up with a web browser. Now here I got to put a little if statement here, because if your tablet doesn't do web browsers well, it might crash, and I don't want that to happen. I'm going to say intent dot resolve activity, and what am I going to resolve? I'm going to get package manager, and this is not equal to null. I copied this code off the internet. Opening, closing curly brace. Curly brace is right above your square braces, which is just above your enter key. And then I'm going to say start activity and intent. Oop. There, like that. Beautiful, that should be it. That should be all the code you need for that, okay? This one's going to take and open to their other activity, and this one here is going to take and open a web browser, okay? Just notice I had an error in this line right here. I actually had to retype it in. I think what was happening was getting the wrong objects. There's a couple of different ones, and had to select the right one. So please type this back in again. Hopefully you'll get rid of your error. Anyway, that's it. Let's go and write a little bit of code for our main 2 activity. What we're going to do is when this opens up, okay, what we want to do is we want to put some information into that text view. So let's create an object for reference to our text view. City is equal to, and then once again, cast is a text view. Okay, and then we're going to find, okay, r.id.t is right there, text view city, semicolon like that. Okay, and then string past string is equal to our get intent. Get intent dot get extras dot get string. And then which one do we want to do? We want to get the one that's called pass city, like that. See what that will do is that'll grab this right here. Okay, where's our pass city? Right here, pass city right here, okay? And it'll take and stick into this variable right here. And now we can actually take and say, okay, text view city dot set text. Okay, and what do we want to set it with? We're going to do our past string right there, like that. Wait. Before we go ahead and execute this thing, I forgot something. Doggone it. We got to create a button for our exit button, don't we? Right there. TNEXIT is equal to casted as a button. Okay, and then find r.id.btn. Whoop. Right there, exit. Okay. Gotta set a listener, btn exit dot set on click new view. And what we want to do here is just say finish. Right there, just like that. You go ahead and run it now. Mine worked. Hope yours works too.